arithmetic and geometric sequences all rolled up into one fine, fabulous worksheet for you. So you will need to know the difference between arithmetic and geometric and be able to identify the difference between the two when you're looking at a sequence. And you need to know the proper vocab terms that go along with each given sequence. So remember, arithmetic is going from one term to the next by always adding the same value, and the number that you're adding is called the common difference. Geometric goes from one term to the next by always multiplying the same value, and then number being multiplied is common ratio. So common difference always goes with arithmetic, and it's always adding. Geometric, common ratio, always multiplying. So keep that in mind as we go through a couple of these, and then I'll let you go to practice the rest on your own. So first one, 2, 4, 6, 8. So am I adding to get to the next term, or am I multiplying to get to the next term? So if it's not completely 100% evident right off the bat, you can kind of look and see if there's a nice steady pattern of it increasing by just a consistent number, or is it starting with a small number and increasing in value quickly. So for this first one, 2, 4, 6, 8, it's kind of keeping a same consistent pattern. They're all small numbers. They're not really growing very large. So it's most likely arithmetic, meaning that it will have a common difference. And to get from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, we are adding by 2. So we'll write arithmetic. Does it have a common ratio or common difference? This one has a common difference because it's arithmetic. What is the common difference? The common difference, we said, was adding by 2. And then what will the next term be? So 8 plus 2 is 10. Second one, 6, 12, 24, 48. So for this one, are we going up by nice consistent numbers? So let's see, 6 plus 6 gets us to 12, but 12 plus 6 is not 24. And 24 plus 6 is definitely not 48. So let's try using multiplication, meaning that it would be geometric. So now I just gave the answer away. Good job. Okay, so 6 times 2 gets us 12. 12 times 2 gets us 24, and 24 times 2 is 48. So this one looks like we're multiplying, so it's geometric, meaning that it has a common ratio. And that common ratio is 2. And then what will the next term be? 48 times 2, 96. Now notice in the what is it column, I didn't actually give you plus, negative, multiplication. I didn't say any of that. The common difference always is adding, so we know it's plus 2. Common ratio is always multiplication, so we know it's times 2. So I don't need to signify if it's plus, minus, or plus. I don't need to signify whether it's plus, negative, or multiplication. It's taken care of with this column right here. Next one, I threw a tricky one at you. So 7, negative 7, 7, negative 7. So remember, it's the same value that you're either multiplying or adding to get to the next term in your sequence. So from 7 to negative 7, if let's say I added negative 14, I definitely could get there. But then from negative 7 back up to 7, that would be plus 14. And then back down to negative 7 would be minus 14. And I can't have plus 14, minus 14, plus 14, minus 14. It doesn't work that way. It has to be the same number with the same sign consistently throughout the entire sequence. So let's try geometric. What can I multiply 7 by to get to negative 7? And negative 7 to 7. That back and forth, positive to negative. Well, from 7 to just 7, ignoring the positive and negative signs. 7 times what is 7? 1. 7 times what is 7, 1. Okay, so we're going to multiply by 1, and then going from positive to negative, we're going to multiply by -1 to get that alternating sign. So this one is also geometric. It has a common ratio because geometric is always common ratio. There shouldn't be any question about that. They just go together. And our common ratio was -1, meaning that I multiplied by -1 to get to the next term. And the next term will be +7. -7 times -1, +7. Okay, let's do the next one. 8, 6, 4, 2. So in this sequence, our numbers are going down. They look like they're going down pretty consistently. So let's try arithmetic to start with. 8 to 6 would be -2. 6 to 4, again. 8 to 6, it would be plus a -2. 6 to 4 would be plus a -2. 4 to 2, again, plus a -2. So this one will be arithmetic. We have a common difference. And our common difference is -2. So that means our next term will be 2 plus -2, which is 0. Okay. And then I will leave the rest of the problems for you to work on, determining whether they're arithmetic, geometric, what's their common ratio or difference, and what the next term is. If you get stuck, there always is the answer key for you to check your work on. Don't copy the answer key because that won't help you at all on your summative, and you will get very frustrated that you didn't understand it on the summative. We are going to jump down to this second part, and I'll go through a couple of those with you. They shouldn't be anything too difficult if you've been paying attention to what we've been doing this entire time. Vocab is all the same. This time, you're just trying to find the first 5 terms of a sequence, given the first term, and they tell you what the common difference or the common ratio is. So, find the first 5 terms of a sequence when the first term is 3, so the first number will be 3, and the common difference is 8. Common difference, remember, refers to an arithmetic sequence, which is always addition. So we're going to go plus 8 for this common difference. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus another 8 is 19, plus another 8 is 27, plus another 8 is 35. For the next, let's jump down to this one. Okay, find the first 5 terms of a sequence when the first term is 8 and the common ratio is 2. So my first term right in here is 8. Common ratio refers to geometric, which is always multiplying. So I'm going to multiply by 2. So 8 times 2 is 16, times another 2, 32, 64, and 128. Then let's just continue our pattern of doing every other one. Let's jump down to here. First 5 terms of a sequence when the first term is 3 and the common difference is -8. So this means that we will be adding a -8 to each term to get to the next term. So 3 plus -8 gives us -5, plus another -8 is -13, -21, -29. And just to finish out every other, let's do the last one together. Find the first 5 terms of a sequence when the first term is 4 and our common ratio is 1/2. So that means, and our common ratio is 1/4. So that means we're going to multiply by 1/4. We're multiplying by a fraction, or you could think of it as dividing by 4. It'll give you the same thing. For this one, remember, I don't want any decimals. I want all of your answers to remain as fractions. So 4 times 1/4 gives us 1. 1 times 1/4. Well, 1 times anything is itself, so 1/4. 1/4 times 1/4 is 1 over 16. 1 times 1 is 1, which is up top. And 4 times 4 gives us that 16 on the bottom. And then times another 1/4. 1 times 1 is 1 over 16 times 4 is 64. If you needed to use your calculator on that, that would be totally fine, except I do want your answers in fractions, not as decimals, so make sure that you write them in fractions.